Now, you need to listen closely to President Obama. He has a very specific warning for you.
During a recession of this severity, it is important, as I explained, for the government to step in and fill the hole in demand that was created by consumers and by businesses to get the economies kick-started. But the long-term deficit and debt that we have accumulated is unsustainable. We can't keep on just borrowing from China or borrowing from other countries.
Wait, did we just hear that right? President Obama is warning us about spending too much, about causing an unsustainable deficit, about the dangers of borrowing too much? Really? He thinks we're the ones doing it? Let's listen again.
During a recession of this severity, it is important, as I explained, for the government to step in and fill the hole in demand that was created by consumers and by businesses to get the economies kick-started. But the long-term deficit and debt that we have accumulated is unsustainable. We can't keep on just borrowing from China or borrowing from other countries.
We report you decide joins live as Steve Moore, senior economic writer for the Wall Street Journal. Steve, I must be nuts because for some reason that just almost cracks me up that he's telling us that the current deficit spending is unsustainable. He's lecturing us on, and the warnings about borrowing money from China.
Yeah, when I saw him say that, first I almost fell off my chair, but then I thought, he's watching your TV show every night, Greta, because you've been talking about this for weeks.
About China, especially.
Right,
like, when is China going to stop
I think
lending
he got
us
that
money?
from you. I mean, there was a big H hypocrisy issue here. We've taken on, let's look at the numbers. I mean, first the president was elected and he did an $800 billion debt bill, the stimulus bill. Just last week, we passed the budget, not just deficits for the first couple of years, but $9 trillion of deficits over the next 10 years. And then, of course, while he's giving the speech about the unsustainable long-term deficits, and he's right about that. He is right.
Yeah.
But here's the point. While he's giving this speech, what's going on in Congress right now? He's pushing forward this huge new health care entitlement. We all know health care entitlements are what's really driving the budget.
I mean, when I heard that, I thought, either I'm nuts, and probably everyone's going to run that sound by me saying 3 times over that I'm nuts. But, I mean, I don't get it.
Right. Well, it's almost like, saying, okay, we're going to go on this big diet, but before we do that, we're going to eat this gigantic hot fudge sundae with 4 scoops of ice cream and whipped cream. And that's essentially what we're doing right now. We're just gorging on government spending and debt. And then the president turns around and says, oh, by the way, we have to really be worried about this debt. At the same time, they're passing every new spending bill, whether it's the $150 billion we gave to the IMF, whether it's the health care spending bill that we're going to do, whether it's the stimulus bill. I mean, at some point, if you're going to be serious about the deficit, you got to have the government start trimming back spending.